Hello, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. So today I wanted to go live and talk to you guys about why self-love is so important, especially to someone who is a writer, but really to everyone. And the reason I wanted to talk about this today is because I feel like this is an essential ingredient to everyone's happiness recipe, right? We all want to feel good. We all want to feel happy. This time of the year can be tricky sometimes because some of us are happier and more jolly and more cheerful, and others of us feel down this time of year. This time of year, especially if you've lost a loved one, especially if you're going through a hard time of some sort, it can be even more challenging because there's all this cheeriness around you and it almost makes you feel worse by comparison. So this is where self-love comes into play, and this is where, especially if you're a writer, that self-love is so essential and important. Because if you don't love yourself first, then you're going to find that you're not as happy and you're going to just want to feel differently. And something I run into with my clients a lot is they think that, Jeannie, if I can just get this book, if I can just get writing again, I'll be happy. If I can just get this book published, I'll be happy. If I can just get an agent, a publisher, a 3-book deal, a 6-figure deal, an agent, whatever it is, then I'll be happy. The same thing happens to people with weight issues, and the same thing happens to people who are single and don't want to be single. They think that that thing is going to make them happy. And this is kind of counterintuitive to what we all believe that, right? We all have that feeling. It's like, if I can just get that new car, if I can just get that new computer, if I can just get this, that, or the other thing, or that person, if I have that person in my life, I'll be happy, right? And that's what we're taught. But the problem is that thing, sure, it might make you happy and it might really enrich your life. You know, if you find your soulmate, is that person going to help to enrich your life and things like that? Have someone by your side? Yes. But if you're not happy in your own heart to begin with, you're going to have such high expectations from them to fulfill you. You're putting a lot on them to fulfill you and your own happiness, when you have to do that yourself. You have to decide that I like myself just as I am. I accept what I am just right now, where I am exactly right now. Whether you're sitting and you're broke, whether you're sitting and you're alone and you don't want to be, whether you're an aspiring writer who's struggling to write and can't seem to figure things out, whether you're young, whether you're middle-aged, whether you're a little bit older, it doesn't matter. If you can't figure out how to love yourself first, then all the things and other people and other things in the world are not going to help. And that's, again, I know that's counterintuitive because that's not what we're taught at all. Not in our society. We're taught that you have to have the thing. You have to have the power, you have to have the accolades, you have to have the acceptance. But if you don't accept yourself, then you're not going to be as creative as you want to be. You're not going to find the stability that you really want. Because once you can look in the mirror in your own face and like what you see and say, you know what? I really like who I am. I've done a lot of great things in this world, even if they're little things. I'm a good person. I deserve love and I deserve acceptance and I deserve happiness. Until you're able to do that for yourself, then nobody else is going to be able to love you enough to give you that happiness, right? No one, nothing else, it doesn't matter how many books you publish. It doesn't matter who is your agent. It doesn't matter what happens in your career, or in your romantic life, or in your professional life, or with your money. There's so many, you hear it all the time. None of us believe us who aren't rich, because we go, whatever, I'd like to be rich and see how that feels, right? That's how most of us feel. But celebrities, it happens to them all the time. If they can get cheated on, if they can suffer, if they can have problems, even with all of their fame and money and beauty, I mean, if someone like Christy Brinkley or Beyonce can get cheated on and be miserable and unhappy sometimes, things happen to everyone. So having all those things is not a guarantee of happiness. Your happiness comes from within, from your own heart. So until you can accept that and really begin to believe that, nothing is going to change on a permanent basis in a more positive way. And that's what I teach my clients all the time. That's why I call myself a self-love coach for writers, is because until you learn that, until you get that essential ingredient down, then nothing is going to change the way you want it to in a permanent way. You might get a short-term boost, right? Because it's great when you get that new thing. It's great when you're first in love. It's great. But to have that sustainable, to have that burst of creativity and all those things are wonderful, but until you bring that in and realize that you can look at yourself and love yourself exactly the way you are right now in this second, until you can do that, again, it's not going to stay with you. And you'll find yourself at some future point, whether it's in a day or a week or a year, and going, I got that thing I wanted, and why am I so unhappy still? Why didn't that give me permanent happiness? It's because the love that you really are searching for, that creativity, that inspiration, that's all within you. Until you reach that, you're not going to find what you're looking for. So that is what I'm sharing today. I hope it gave you hope. I hope it gave you a little bit of joy. Hopefully it wasn't confusing. And I hope that you have a wonderful December and holiday season. Take care. I love you guys. Bye-bye.